the mindset that you need to develop so that the skill sets that you possess, you can employ and you can actually execute and bridge the gap between you and where you want to be. There's no reason that you should have something that you desire and it's not yours, whether it's a car, whether it's a relationship, right? Whether it's a better body, you know what I'm talking about? Whether it's money to help out your family, all things should be yours. Whether you want to fire your boss and become your own so you can control your time, right? Whether you want to travel the world, whether you just want to feel what it's like to not have to answer to somebody that you don't really believe in. And you should have all of those options, right? But if you can't command your desires because you lack the frequency of your desires, but you gotta match the frequency. You gotta vibrate at the same exact level. We think of $1 million. You gotta make $1 million small. You have to make $1 million $1,000. You have to make $1,000 $1. These things cannot be continue to be big, otherwise they seem out of your grasp, and you don't produce the actions and the thoughts necessary to make it a physical reality. If you leave them only in your mind, that's like a baby staying only in the womb. Imagine if you just stayed in your mother's womb. You would die, right? Or you would kill the host. You get too big. You couldn't stay in there. Big thoughts, when they are ready to go, they must be birthed now. They can't wait, regardless of the pain that it takes to produce it into labor. When a woman is about to give birth, it's called the crowning. And the crowning is the most painful stage. Some people, they got to go and get the C-sections. They got to get put under. They can't handle it. Now, for natural birth, some people give water births, allowing the baby to float out. Some women stand up, squat down, and let gravity do its work. Some people die during the birthing stage, right? But there's a lot of people who also abort. They say it's too powerful, it's too much pain. I don't want to go through it. And so instead of producing the baby, which is that idea, which happens in the fecundity of your mind, instead of producing that baby, well, I had an idea of something I wanted to do, but I didn't really feel like actually educating myself. I didn't really feel like taking some time consuming new information, studying, researching, and knowing that this is going to help my life in the next 3 to 5 months. Knowing that this is going to help me in the next 10 to 20 years, because who has time to think that far? Bros are dying in the street on a daily basis. Police are killing and murdering us, and we ain't got the wealth to go to war. Take wealth to go to war. We can go out there and yell all we want to, but your great activists, they got to get funded by somebody who has wealth. So I would rather you not only just be the activist, be the one who funds your activism. So as we continue to work and command our own destinies and our desires, you understand me? We got to make sure that we got the wealth to be able to fight the wars that we want to. Some of you all in stress and anxiety and depression and thoughts of suicide, you don't know what's next. Your financial situation is in disarray, and I think that's just the way it is, and it don't have to be. That's the way you worked it to be. But when you can command your mind and change your subconscious reality, it becomes a difference between what you think and what you do. See, the reality, if you take a look around, you've thought this into existence. You worked it into existence. You only deserve what you work for. The reason that I'm great at marketing is because I've studied marketing for years. I've studied branding, brand psychology, right? I've studied esoteric knowledge. I've studied neuroscience to add so many different things. Neuroscience, like there's so much that goes into it. I didn't just jump in and say, let me start a company day one and I'm going to be brilliant with it. The experience that comes along with it. I understand curiosity gaps. I understand shock value. A large percentage of people only came in because the title, how was it? It had sex in the title. Sex sells. Sex shocks. Sex is one of those things that utilizes all of our senses. Taste, touch, smell, sight, hearing. So it gets embedded into us. But we have to have that same desire that we have towards sexual things that are only to please us, to give us short-term bursts of pleasure. That desire should be towards producing thoughts out of your mind and having that burst of orgasmic appreciation for your ability to live and produce in your mind to work.